I remember one night going, oh man, I am getting a really bad sore throat and I don't know why. And so I just went to bed a little bit earlier and kept that there. And the next day I forgot I even went to bed with a sore throat. I woke up, I did not have a sore throat at all.
Hi, Dawn. Welcome to Touch Tales. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing well, Tracy. How about yourself?
Good. It's good to have you here.
Thank you. It's a little bit nervous about being on video, but that's okay.
Well, you know me. You know it's just your friend Tracy. But for the listeners, Dawn, why don't you start off by telling them a little bit about how you were feeling prior to coming to QHS?
Wow. Before coming to QHS, I was looking for something like QHS. I mean, I'm an iridologist. I teach qigong, and I'm looking in the mirror every day and watching myself age and thinking of other things I want to do in life, but do I start something at 67 years old, that might take some education, and how much more length in my time do I have to pursue things? And then QHS by a friend named Jill Reed came into my life, and it changes the dynamics of everything because now you have to project your goals out. There's so much to look forward to, and getting my little I call it my frequency machine when I talk to people about it, that it's life changing. I had hurt myself walking, and it was like both my feet had been grabbed and pulled out from underneath me on a walk. I have no idea how that happened, and I landed in like a plank position. And I think I shattered a little bit of a bone on the one side. I mean, I'm bloody, but my face did not hit the cement. And it was before, I think I'd ordered, or joined, got my membership, but I had not received it. And over the course of the months, I felt like I was getting carpal tunnel too. So once I got the frequency device, it's so subtle, you don't really just feel this a zap of energy or anything, but all of a sudden I'm like, oh, it doesn't hurt to do my typing. Oh, that pressure and pain in my wrist area is gone. And just little things like that. I've been really lucky. I dance, I do all kinds of different things, and my body doesn't hurt all the time. So I hear all these amazing things from other people, and it's like, I don't really have a lot to share because it's different for me. But that's what happened by coming into QHS, and how I learned about it is now I feel like my telomeres are going to be growing, and we have so much to look forward to with, if I can mention, the Q arc and things like that. So it just allows you to rethink your entire life. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome. How long have you been a member?
Since we're in 2025, I think I joined in November of 2023.
Okay, okay, awesome. So then you started using the touch about a year later, right? How did that help you?
At first, it was just like something to do that you can meditate with. I was really excited about it because I'd gone to some of the meditations, and you could feel some of the frequencies coming through during those times. And then with the touch, I was going to say it wasn't until I started focusing on it that I really started noticing a difference, because now my attention is drawn to it rather than just assuming every day that it's doing what we were told it would do. Um, with this last focus group, in the different areas, I'm going to talk about like the abdomen. I really didn't notice a difference because every night I would sleep, I always had my device there. On my heart chakra, in the heart area, I started getting these dings on my watch going, your pulse has dropped below 40. Your pulse has dropped below 40. I got about 3 of them that week. And I didn't think a lot about it because I did a little research. What does this mean? Well, I've been very physically active and trying to just have my body prepared before we go through the Q arc. And it said very active people, that's not uncommon. And I know in my meditations and stuff, I actually have focused on trying to reduce my heartbeat because there's these silly thoughts that it's only going to beat so many times during your life. So let's slow it down a little bit. But then when I moved up to my throat area, I remember one night going, oh man, I am getting a really bad sore throat. And I don't know why. And so I just went to bed a little bit earlier and kept that there. And the next day, I forgot I even went to bed with a sore throat. I woke up, I did not have a sore throat at all. And that was kind of cool. But you're gonna laugh about the one back here. I tried sleeping on it once. I can't sleep with my phone there, but the rest of the time, just oh, I remember in one of our things they had these things that you can put on your neck that you can put something in and just hold it there. So I would do it while I was walking. So in my morning walk, the first time I did that, it was like, la, 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 la. Wow, the trees look so much greener. And I was like, wow, this is quite the trip. And then I realized I had the touch on the back of my neck while I was out for that walk. And it was like, Dawn, pay attention. There are cars that like to go by. You need to focus on the walk. So that was one of my experiences with it. But the crown one was the one that is totally amazing. There's one night I have it on my crown. I'm still using my device at the same time. And instead of just relaxing and falling asleep, which I had done several nights in a row, 2 nights ago, I was like, I was resting with my hands on my abdomen on the thing, just falling asleep on my back. And all of a sudden, there's this buzzing going through my fingers. And I'm like, I have never felt that with my device before. Is this for reals? And so I took one of my hands off. And now, mind you, this was through my blankets. It wasn't even a direct contact with the device. And then it was like, okay, this is for reals. Well, this is way cool because I love energy. And then the next thing I know, my third eye, my pineal gland is going off, and I had to just start laughing. It went off for a little while. Guess what color?
Purple.
Purple.
Yay!
Exactly. And so it just made me laugh because that had been a topic of conversation. Because a lot of times it's yellow or it can be green. Just depends on whatever it feels like doing. But I thought that was so excellent that it happened to be while I was using it on my head that my third eye is going off and the color is purple, besides all the synchronicities that have happened the past week. So that's my experience with the touch.
So where's your favorite placement, Dawn?
You know, honestly, the top of my head has become my favorite. I would have never thought to do that. I used to wear, sometimes here and on the abdomen, but I would have never thought to have even tried it at the top of my head. And what's really nice about that position is the way my pillows are positioned on my bed. I can just stand it up on its side and rest it against the crown of my head perfectly and fall asleep if I want to, or, anything else. It's just a perfect place to do it, especially at night. I don't do it multiple times because I am usually not awake through the whole thing, but that's
Wow,
become my favorite place.
that's cool. And at the beginning, you were talking about what am I going to do? I'm 67, all that. But someday, and if you read the announcement today, you might be excited, but someday you're going to have a 30-year-old body and you're going to have the wisdom of a 67-year-old. What excites you the most about that?
Well, being an iridologist and taking my second course on that, there's this, I think it's called a bioelectric frequency or something like that, that I wanted to take the coursework on and bring into the state. There's only probably about 27 in the world. And what it does is anybody who has allergies or sensitivities, what is the other one? Where their body autoimmune issues, you can set them up with this thing and it resets the frequencies of their body so they're no longer allergic or having any problems, and the body starts recognizing itself as healthy tissue and not as bad tissue. But it requires me to get a nutritionist degree so that I can qualify for taking this other course in order to get the equipment to be certified to do it. And that's when I was like, man, I'm 67. How much more education and putting time off. And then once we got the news about the QARC, it was like, I have all the time in the world. I can, if I could just take that and leap into something else. And my ultimate goal would be to have a retreat as well as a health type center that people can just regenerate themselves and learn new processes and how to take care of themselves.
Awesome. Yeah, I that's one of my dreams too, is to have a healing center. I designed it, gosh, probably 4 years ago before I even knew about QHS. And now I know all things are possible. So it's going to be fabulous.
Definitely.
Yeah, we don't need to put any brakes on ourselves, you know?
That's just it. And even growing up, people are like, oh, I wish I could be a kid again. I'm thinking, I don't ever want to go through childhood or being a teenager or anything like that. But the thought of having the wisdom that we can take back into a 30-year-old body is phenomenal.
Yeah.
It just this our minds are the only limit there is to anything that we can do.
Yeah, it's so exciting. I mean, we are basically pioneering this new future that, I feel like it was here and then taken away, and now we're bringing it back, you know?
I agree.
So that's really cool. So, can you add anything else? I mean, what would you like to say in closing, my friend?
Oh, in closing, it's just having the faith to keep moving step by step each day, knowing that the technology is there to allow us to do anything we choose to do. And the only thing that would stop us is ourself. So we have to get outside of ourselves, feel comfortable, take care of ourselves, learning how to do it now more thoroughly so that that 30-year-old body isn't going to be eating sugar, eating a pound of licorice every day, abusing itself, because now I can value and appreciate what a healthy lifestyle is like, which I never known before.
Yeah. Yeah, but you don't know what you don't know. So
True.
we always have to give ourselves grace and remember that everything we did in the past made us who we are now.
100% agreed on that.
You're so lovely. I enjoy you, and I'm so glad you're in the focus groups. I hope you're going to be in the next round of what we're going to be doing, the special project.
I've applied. We'll see what that project is.
Yeah, I'm shaking out the juicy details, so we'll talk about it. But I enjoyed being with you during the focus groups, and thank you so much for coming and sharing your story today on Touch Tales, Dawn.
My privilege. Thank you, Tracy.
We'll see you next time.